Hola everyone, Karen here from One Family, One Menu. Today I'm going to teach you how to cook the perfect steak. Come with me. All right everyone, so we're gonna make and season our steak. We're gonna season it. This is a beautiful porterhouse steak and it's beautifully marbled and it has nice fatty sides which are gonna melt and brown when it's cooking. When you are going to make a steak, to cook the perfect steak, you must take it out of the fridge 15 to 20 minutes ahead of time to let it rest outside at room temperature. Why? Because if it's too cold inside, when you put it on the very high heat and in the grease, it's not going to cook properly inside and it's going to get hard. So you must rest it and put it room temperature. Now, this is very simple. This does not take tons of time. It's like 1, 2, 3. Cooking a steak is an art, but it's a very quick art. So I'm gonna season it with salt and make sure you put enough salt on both sides. Season it with salt first, pepper. Nice. And then I'm going to turn it around and put salt on this side and pepper as well. There you go. Now that our steak is completely seasoned, we are gonna go cook it. And I'm going to use for cooking, I'm gonna cook it in oil, but I'm also going to use a little bit of butter. This is about half a tablespoon, I'm sorry. And this is 1 garlic, a large one. You can put 2 small ones if you don't have a very large one, and some rosemary sprigs. You can also use thyme if you don't have rosemary, or you don't have to use any herb at all, but definitely the garlic, I recommend it because it gives it a really nice taste. All right, and I mashed it, by the way, I mashed it to take the skin off. And that's gonna help the oils come out. Let's go. All right guys, so I've moved everything around my stove so I can have quick access to it. And I am heating up at high heat actually, a cast iron pan. I think cooking steak in cast iron is way better, and the quality of the steak is way better than if you cook it in a regular non-stick or regular other pan. But if you don't have a cast iron steak, you can always use another pan and it's also going to be really good. It's just that I feel this is better. You're going to heat it up first, and then once you know it's very hot, I am going to use pure olive oil, and I'm going to put it in the bottom of my pan. All right guys, so the pan is extremely hot. Don't forget that cast iron, if you're cooking cast iron, can't touch the sides or the handle without a cover because it's hot. You're gonna burn yourself. I moved the heat down a notch down so it doesn't burn the oil. Now I'm gonna take my porterhouse steak, and again, you can do any other steak, but I'm gonna take my porterhouse and I'm going to put it on my pan. Listen to this. Now that is the sound you wanna hear. You're going to cook the steak on each side 2.5 to 3 minutes for medium rare. The way to find out if your steak is cooking well or how to measure the way it cooks, you can use your hand as a test. Here, if you feel this and you feel your steak, here is rare. Here, when it's still soft but with a little bit of resistance, it's medium. And here is well done. All right, but who wants a steak well done? I mean, I don't know, some people do, I guess. All right, everyone, it's been 2.5 minutes or so. And you see, the steak can move easily. It's not stuck to the bottom. You wanna make sure that that's the case. Then, oops, I'm gonna take my tongs and flip it. Oh, Look at that. Look at that. All right, everyone, our steak is ready to, it's almost done. I'm going to, it has a little piece of fat on this side and I want that to sear nicely. So I'm gonna put it on its side here. You see? And that's gonna give it a very nice coloring. I'm gonna put it on this side too. And now, what I'm gonna do, because it's almost the end, I'm gonna put my butter in. And this is gonna create a very beautiful, delicious crust, and it's gonna give it a lot of flavor as well. And I'm going to add my garlic and my rosemary sprigs. Again, you can use thyme for this if you don't have rosemary, or you don't have to use any herb at all, but the flavor, guys, is unbelievable. I like to take the garlic and kind of like rub it against the steak, if it lets me, of course. You see, to give it that garlicky flavor. And then all these flavors that have been the fat is creating, the fat of the steak and the added fat of the butter. I'm gonna baste it with it. Look at that. Oh, the smell, guys, the smell. This is great for date night now that we're in a pandemic and you have to be home most of the time. If you don't want to go to a restaurant or you don't want to risk it, you can buy a nice piece of steak and make it for yourself and your loved one. This feeds 2 or 3 people, frankly. It's a big steak. And then we're going to remove it from the fire because we don't want to overcook it. Okay. All right, everyone, so our steak is ready for cutting. It has been resting for around 8 to 10 minutes and it smells like heaven in here. This rosemary and this garlic permeates the room. It's delicious. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a good knife, sharp, good knife. I'm gonna put everything on the side and we're going to start slicing our porterhouse. And like I said, this serves more than one person, so I suggest you have more people eating of this. And this is beautiful. This is medium-ish, and it's very, very nice. The more you go in, the more pink you see. If you want to make it more red, just leave it on for 1.5 minutes to 2. And then your steak is gonna walk out of your plate. But if you don't like it like that and you like it medium, look at the nice pink. Look, you see this? This is what you want. You see that medium? And look at all the juices coming out of there. That is what you want to achieve. You don't want a dry steak unless you like to eat, you know, well done steaks. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's how to cook the perfect steak. This steak, look at this, looks gorgeous. It smells, the seasoning is perfect, and you want it to taste like steak. Also, don't forget that the drippings in your pan, if you want to make a sauce with that, you can. But this is perfect just the way it is. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.